Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Reddit.
From the Fernando and Freddy Show.
Why isn't my name first?
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Reddit on Reddit. I'm Fernando.
And I'm Freddy.
All right, you guys. So this one here comes from a roommate, and she says, "Okay, so roommate moved her boyfriend in. So when I first moved in with my roomie, it was awesome. We were best friends and always had our friends over. On occasion, I would have my boyfriend over one night every other week. She was best friends with him too, so it was all cool. Halfway into our lease, she turned 21 and went off the rails. She started partying and having one night stands. Well, one night she meets this dude on shrooms and she falls in love with this guy because he didn't want to mess around on the first night like all of the other ones.
What? But she just said she had what? Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
So she had a bunch of one night stands. All right. So I never even met.
Like what?
He's looking in the mirror. He's looking in the mirror and sees the other guy. Hey.
Okay.
I fell in love with the guy because he didn't want to mess around on the first night like all the rest of them. All right, so I never even met this dude, and he started spending the night almost every night. Okay, hold on. Should we start over?
No. I like it. Go.
And he started spending the night every other night. He would go home once, maybe every 2 weeks. They break up for a month, and she messes around with his best friend. They get back together, and for the first 2 or 3 months, he spent... Hold on. Bixby, what are you doing? Come here. Stop it. Come here. Oh.
Okay, now read this.
Okay. He spent... let's just start over, because this is all over
it was
the
really
place.
funny already. Go.
Okay. When they get back together, and for the past 2 or 3 months, he's been spending every single night at the house. When I tried to tell her I was uncomfortable with him sleeping over every night, she told me I was overreacting and I had a bad attitude. Nothing changed, and he is still sleeping over every single night. There isn't anything on the lease about the term guest can stay. What should I do? Is there a different way to approach this?
Oh, this is a good one because I've literally have a friend who had the same exact situation happening. But you want to give your opinion first?
Well, so I never respond to the Reddits that we read. You know, like when I find Reddits, I'm like I read it. Sometimes I'll skim the comments, but this one I actually responded to. So I told her that I responded to. I said this is a tough one, especially because she said that her roommate is her best friend. So it's like, what do you do when you tell your best friend that, hey, I don't like your boyfriend sleeping over every night, and she says you're overreacting?
But he was.
What's up?
I don't know if he was an official boyfriend or if they were just like, because nowadays no one's a boyfriend. You guys are hanging out for a bit, and then you guys are dating, and then you guys might be boyfriend and girlfriend. But I mean, for some people, that period could literally take a year.
Well, she said that they had broke up for a week or a month or something, and then she
that's what I mean.
His best friend. So I don't know if they were like together, like what the actual thing was.
Yeah.
But so I pretty much said you have 4 options. Your first option is to talk to her and say, hey, you know what? You're not going to change, fine, but let's get him to pay rent. So at least you have some sort of a positive outcome here. 2, you can sit her down. What's that?
Yeah, so that's a tricky one because I've had friends say, well, depending on the roommate situation I've had roommates where we divided it by room. And then I've had other ones where we divided it by individuals living in the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of understand that too. Like, we have 2 rooms. So, if a rent's $1,000, we each pay $500. But at the same time, like this other person is taking up space. They might be sitting on the couch. They're using the kitchen. So, I mean, they got to pay something.
If that person doesn't officially live there, I don't think they should have to pay rent. Like, I mean, if he has
been there every night for 3 months.
But he has his own place that he's already paying rent. He has things like that. Because you could tell him, well, depending on the lease, but I mean, it gets tricky though because if he's already paying rent in his own place, and by being there all the time, meaning he's just there when she gets off of work, so it might be 3 or 4 hours, but he still might have a whole another place he goes home to.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think, like, at least saying that, it'll kind of give her an option, and then the roommate might be like, "Oh, no," like your argument, "He's only here for a few hours a day." Well, she's like, "I don't want him here every day. So if he's gonna be here, he's gotta pay rent."
Yeah. So I had a friend who was in the same exact situation. And I mean, literally the same exact situation. Only the roommate was like super passive aggressive and stopped talking to him for like 3 months. Like, but like really
They were all still
angry,
living
like
together?
no, just the two of them were living together. And then the third would visit. Um, and so it was just really weird because like in the end, the roommate just moved out and they had a lease. And the roommate was just expecting that, well, you'll fill the lease, but he was like, he didn't bother to find anyone else to move to take his room. And then so he ended up having to continue to pay for, I mean, my friend paid for the rent for the month, but then he told the other guy like, look, you signed a lease, I signed a lease for this amount of time. You could have waited until that lease was up and then moved out, but you just moved out like that thinking that you were giving me some type of advantage, but now you're making me pay double the amount of rent. And this is like LA rent, like 3,000
Oh.
a month for a 2 bedroom. So it wasn't something like, it was like, yeah, he can afford it, but it's like that's a big hit to your pocket if you have to pay an extra 1,000, 500 a month. Um and so he was just like, well, you'll have to sort out with the manager. And boom, coronavirus hits.
Oh, shoot.
So who's moving at that time? So now he's like, okay. And it was literally like, I want to say like weeks later, coronavirus like shut down everything. So now he's like, well, I'm not going to be able to find someone to come take this place. So no, you're still going to have to pay rent. And so, and the owner of the place was like, yeah, you signed the lease. You have to pay the rent till the terms, the end of the term. And it was literally the same exact situation. Is because my friend was obviously enjoying the bachelor life and living as a single man and occasionally had a guest stay over. And I was like, I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, that's like completely normal. I mean, it's weird
Well,
to live in a space with someone and share it and then to be like, you can't have someone occasionally over.
but
Um,
I kinda see where your friend is coming from because you said he was living the bachelor life and having, was it different people or the same person?
I don't know, but I mean, either way, it wouldn't really matter. I mean, you pay for your
Well, it kinda
space.
does
You
because
have to
I had
pay.
a roommate like that once, and there was always different people over, like, and it was just a little awkward sometimes. Like, you just see different people all the time, and, like, I leave my wallet on the counter, I leave my car keys on the counter, and when you pay for a space, you don't wanna have to worry about, "Okay, well, you know what? I have to keep everything in my room with the door locked."
Well, I
You
don't
never
think.
know.
Well, yeah, you never know, but I mean, you would expect that the person inviting the guest over would survey the guest. Like that's how I think. But I would never like think like a wallet. I would never leave in a common area, even if it's someone I know, because I mean, we all see those horror stories of like the person was living a double life and stole everything, and it's like I knew the guy for 15 years. So I mean, my wallet always stays with me because I mean, you just never know. But I mean, beyond that, in the common areas, it's a common thing. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's as long as the person and the guest are respectful. What I mean, what is it my business? Because I hate that feeling of feeling like a guest in your own home.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's gotta be that ground for, like, mutual respect. Even if it's just like you and I, if we were roommates, like,
You
you
already
gotta
told me no
tell the
because I don't have a job.
right, we're not moving to that
Look at
penthouse in
that
New
old
York.
episode. Yeah.
But, you gotta respect boundaries. So, like, if I was gonna have somebody over or, like, 2 friends over for, say, like, a movie night or something, wine night, I'm still gonna shoot you a text and be like, "Hey, such and such are coming over tonight." Like, but
I wouldn't, but but I'm not the type of person. Like I said, I'm like always living like it doesn't bother me. I have my own room. I can always go into my own room. If I want to join you, I'll join you. Um, but I'm probably going to be watching YouTube in my room on my bed, texting.
past episodes.
Yeah. So I mean, I yeah, I don't know.
So, side note here. So, two good friends from high school, two girls. Um, After high school, I don't know, a couple years later, they rented a house. It was a 3 bedroom house, and they had rented the third bedroom out. And
Mhm.
to the roommate that rented the third bedroom, he constantly had his boyfriend over, spending the night and hanging out, whatever. And they didn't care about that. What they cared about was that he showered there. So they said,
What?
you're right. So they were very upset about the whole showering thing. So I mean, different thing, different people, different opinions. People
Why can't he
have
shower there?
because he didn't live there. I don't remember if they had two bathrooms or just one bathroom or what the whole thing was. I
Oh,
just
because
remember it
maybe he
stood
was.
out in my head.
Oh, okay, maybe if he was blocking their time to get ready to go to work, I could see that. But just
I don't
showering
think
in
it was.
general.
I know. I remember I was like, wait, what? And like they stated their case. I'm like, hey, you know what? It's your house. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't live here. But like in my head, I'm like, I don't get it. But so different people have, you know,
But
different
that just
things
sounds. I don't
that
know. That
bother
that
them.
reminds me of. I don't want to say this. It
Be
was
careful
no.
because
Well,
they
this is
might watch this episode.
no. I was just thinking of my own story of one time I was at a friend's house and her step grandpa didn't want me to use their bathroom,
Hmm. Like
and with
because you
literally
were
her
a
grandma came
guest?
in. No, I mean literally I was just we always used to hang out, but he didn't want me in their house and he didn't want me to use
Oh.
their bathroom, and he was like, "Can you go outside?" It's
And
like,
like go pee on the tree?
yeah. But that's the kind of like a well, you know what he was, but
Oh, it was like a
he's
racial
dead.
type thing. Oh my.
Okay, but
Now,
yeah.
I don't know. So, do you hear him? This is the worst episode
So let
ever.
us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? What is some weird roommate stories you have had? And we're still trying to get to 100 followers. So don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments, guys.
And hey, if you guys
Thanks.
like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you guys thought it was absolutely terrible, you're my dog barking and whining in the background. I mean, you can thumb down. But hey, if you like dogs, maybe it's a good opportunity to thumb up.
Or double taps a like.
Double tap the like. All right, you
Okay.
guys, thanks for watching. This has been another episode of the Fernando and Freddie Show, Reddit on Reddit. Oops, 2 clicks.
From the Fernando and Freddie Show.
Why isn't my name first?